eating my cringy ass fucking script.
I know a monitor is a weird thing to get excited about because it's like just a monitor. It's not like it's a computer or something. But like, it's another part of the new setup getting complete. Which, by the way, I think this is a new angle. I don't think I've ever filmed from this angle. That's MJ. I think this is a new angle I've never filmed from before. And Cal and Fatima are out there. Yeah, this is another part of the setup that's finally getting set up. You know, the only thing I would have left to buy is the mouse and speakers, which I'd argue are less exciting than a monitor. So yeah, that's why I'm excited. Good morning, by the way, welcome to today. We're over at MJ's place to intercept this package and to eat spaghetti.
I wanted to say bye.
Oh, you can say bye.
Bye!
Bye, guys. Is MJ here?
Bye,
MJ. Thank you for letting us stay.
Of course. Bye, Fatima. Bye, Cal.
I'll learn the... What is it, Judas?
Yeah.
Judas.
I'll be ready.
That's it. Hold the box. If that wasn't important. Oh, good. It's not. This doesn't need to be the most dignifying reveal ever. Because this, like I said, is the same... Ow! Shocked myself. This is the same panel that I have at home. So I am familiar with what it looks like and how big it is, but this is the first external monitor at this house because you don't have one yet. Besides the phone that she's always looking at. What is different though is that this is the first monitor I've ever had that's not going to just be on the stand that it comes with. So they need a giant metal piece for something. We have a giant metal piece.
I'll save it for something costly.
Right, it's gonna be heavy, but it'll be heavy duty.
Heavy duty.
It says to connect this to the thing, we need to put 2 screws in the top and then just kind of slot them in there. And once they're slotted, then we put in the bottom one. So 1, 2, slot, 3, 4. In that order, I think. And this should be 1 and 2 here. This, I feel like the cat's eye guy. This is sticking out too much, right? They're shorter screws.
That should be enough, though.
Now, we should just, I don't know if the camera's getting this, but this little slot right here, I can move it a little closer. This little slot right here, we should just be able to slide the monitor up and try to do this one-handed, which is not recommended. But slot it right like that in there. So now that these are in here, and is actually like supporting itself right now, we just screw in the bottom 2 and then it should be stable. Screw that sucker in and screw that sucker in. There we go. And I feel like I should tighten these up too, just for good measure. Just to make sure they're really in there. Well, it's up. It's a little crooked, but it's up. Bink. There we go. Now, in the back here, I'll show you on this one. There's a little screw right here that has a tension. So I'm going to try to release some of the tension to let it fall. And then in theory, once it falls, I should be able to have it lower, not so high off the ground. So it's here, and it's lower, but this is where my speakers go, and I don't know if you know this, but like it's like literally like I was hoping that it would have some space if I like finagled it enough to whatever, but it's looking like that's not an option. So I'm gonna try something that I know I'm not gonna like, but like it is what it is. I need you to help me shove this forward. Shove this further back and shove this more in like that. well, this is what it looks like. Yeah, I like having the floating thing, and I was telling MJ that like when I'm working on shorts, I can very easily just kind of spin and rotate it, just kind of drop it back down, and now I can have a giant, she called it like a TV menu in a restaurant, but this is the same aspect ratio as a big phone, so I can edit shorts like that. Otherwise it'll just stay flat. But yep, that's what it is. And you know what, for my first time for my first time mounting a monitor, I think it came out, it was fairly simple. I thought it was going to be much more difficult. But yep, so now I can actually finally start working here technically, because the Mac Mini has speakers on it, so I don't need to bring speakers right away. Kind of just need to plug it in. But yeah, this was probably the most important part of the desk, because now I can see things. Everything else is just kind of, you know, I can bring a mouse over, whatever. But this was the part of the desk that needed the most help. I'm sure you can hear that. We're getting ready to leave so that she has dance practice and I'm gonna go home. And I don't want to be caught up in that, so yeah, we're gonna head off home. And then make a thumbnail or something, I don't know.